Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Devye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sai Ram. Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayaka Maharajadiraja Yogiraja Parabrahma Sachidananda Bhakta Pratipalaka Samartha Sadguru Shegon Nivasi Shri Gajanan Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Gajanan Maharaj Vijaya Granth, Chapter 12. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, O guardian of the gathering, Mayureshwar, come be with me and help me to complete this thesis. You deliver knowledge and intelligence, and you alone fulfill the desires of devotees. You remove all obstacles, the scriptures too narrate so. O Ekadanta, Lambodar, Parvati Suta, Balachandra, Sindurari, come, relieve me of all my anxieties. One Bachulal Agarwal stayed in Akola. He was a rich and generous person. He heard of the incident of Kude of Karanja, which confounded him with some doubts and suspicion. As he was thinking about the truth behind it, Maharaj himself came to Akola on a visit. He reached Bachulal's residence. Bachulal was happy and desired to worship the saint. When Maharaj gave him consent, Bachulal made elaborate arrangements for his bath, anointments, and various garments. A gold chain was put around his neck, and gold rings on all his fingers. A bracelet of gold was put on his left arm, and various perfumes on his body were sprinkled. He was offered sweets of varied nature. A golden platter full of rupees, coins, and mohurs was offered as dakshina to the saint. It amounted to 2000 rupees. He also put a coconut on the plate. Then, with folded hands, Bachulal said, Maharaj, I want to construct a Sri Ram temple as the space in my house is insufficient to celebrate Ram Navami festival. Kindly fulfill my desire. Saying this, he touched the saint's feet. To which Maharaj replied, I bless you that God, Sri Ramachandra, will fulfill your wish. But what have you achieved by decorating me like this? You have made me look like a bull at Pola. I am neither that nor a horse at Dasara. These ornaments are of no use to me. I shouldn't have a touch of them. They are all toxic to me. Don't try to tempt me with all these gimmicks. Or is it, Bachulal, that you have done all this? To flaunt your wealth, you should offer only those things that a receiver likes. I am just a crazy, wandering, bare bodied. Let all these things remain with you. They are fine for a family holder like you. If at all I want any riches, God Vittal, standing on a rock on the bank of river Bhima, will always fulfill my wishes. This is all he had to say. He removed all decorations and threw them away. The saint pulled out all the ornaments from his person and threw them away in all directions. Same was the case with the clothes offered. He ate a piece of sweet and then disappeared. People of Akola who witnessed this event were unhappy to see how he left. Some of them were from Karanja, feeling sorry for Gude's miserly Dakshina. He worshipped Maharaj like Bachulal, but was insincere in giving Dakshina at all. The saint could understand his hypocrisy, his tall talk, and false modesty. His worship used big words only. When he said, Take these clothes, he offered grains of rice actually. For sweets, he offered peanuts similarly. A worshipper gets what he deserves, depending on the sincerity he offers. As it happened in Gude's efforts, unlike Bachulal, who was true to his words, Bachulal's prosperity never receded. Those blessed by saints are ever contented. He searched for Maharaj in Akola city, but could not find him in the vicinity. A devotee named Pitambar Shimpi stayed at the monastery. with Gajanan Maharaj in Shegon city. He was very sincere in service to Maharaj. His truthful devotion got him fruitful rewards. Once he was wearing a dhoti all tattered. Looking at that, the saint uttered, "Your name is Pitambar, but you don't have even a good dhoti to wear. At least cover your hips, which is seen by others. It's like a woman named Sonubai with not even tin ornaments on her, or Gangabai who is dying for water. Your dhoti is just fit to be a duster. Wearing it, you expose your posterior. I am giving you now this dupatta to wear. Never remove it, even if anyone insists ever." Pitambar obediently wore the dupatta, but other devotees did not tolerate it. Selfishness breeds animosity even in brothers. In this material world, that's the way it is. This is an unpleasant subject, like opening the lid of a sewer. Many claimed to be devotees of the saint, yet only a few could stand out of the rest. It is like a sandalwood tree in the forest, rare to find in a jungle quest. People were jealous, teasing Pitambar. They said he shouldn't use the saint's wear. In reply, said Pitambar, he was doing it under the saint's orders. This created a rift among the devotees. Maharaj called Pitambar aside. He said, "Pitambar, go away from here, like a grown up child drifting away from the mother. My blessings are always with you, Pitambar. Go and serve the underprivileged brothers." With tearful eyes, he bowed down to the saint. His lingering eyes looking back again and again. He left the monastery and reached Kandoli. With the saint's name on his lips, he sat under a tree. He sat there all night. Ants started bothering him, and he had to climb up the tree. There too, he faced the same menace. So he went up branch by branch, small or big, a safer place to sit, but could not get any. Some cowherds nearby were surprised to see him move like that. They could not understand his going from branch to branch like a chimpanzee. The wonder was that he did not fall, even from the smallest branch at all. One of them said that disciples of Maharaj can perform marvels like that, and thought that Pitambar could be one. The cowherds went back to the township and told the people about the happening. Curious residents of Kandoli gathered under the mango tree to find out who this person was. On seeing Pitambar, they thought he was an impostor, trying to prove that he was the saint's devotee. There was one Bhaskar Patel, a true disciple who recently died. Some said disciples of Maharaj do not leave Shegon at all because of the sweets they get to eat, a daily welcome treat. Some said before forming any opinion, ask details about him from the person. They all thought it better to ask the antecedents. One of them asked him who he was, what were his credentials, and who was his respected guru. "I am from Shegon," said Pitambar. "My name is Pitambar Shimpi, disciple of the saint there. I am in this town respecting his orders. I sat under the tree when I came here and started crawling over my body. I had thus to go up the tree. People got upset and thought him to be fake. They warned him not to fool them in the saint's name. They taunted him, saying, 'You speak like a queen who is seeking a job to make a living.' One Shamrao Deshmukh of the village said, 'You are an impostor. Listen to me well. Saint Gajanan Maharaj is God himself. He made mangoes grow on each bough. It was out of season though. Well, he made the fruits. Can you at least create leaves on these honored branches of Baliram Patel's dry mango tree? Do it or be prepared to face a thrashing. If you do, we'll respect you.' It is seen that disciples of great saints attain the loftiness of the Guru himself. Now, don't delay. Make the tree gleam with glossy, lively, and emerald green, as they have earlier been. For Pitambar, the idea was frightening. He said, "Please don't push me into a quandary. Kindly listen to the entire story. As you are very well aware, diamonds and pebbles are found together. I told you the truth about myself. I am just a pebble amongst the saint's disciples. Ignore me, but I did not lie a bit. Pebbles do not lower the value of a diamond pit. In spite of what I do, I cannot hide the name of my Guru." Thereupon, Shamrao said, "Don't talk nonsense. A disciple in trouble prays for Guru's blessings favorable to rescue him from such a debacle, in spite of the standing of the disciple not being of a requisite level." Pitambar was caught between the devil and the deep sea. He helplessly worried as to what the future would be. People gathered around the mango tree, waiting to see how he tackles this situation naughty. Pitambar folded his hands and prayed to the saint. "O saint, please come to my rescue. Because of me, they are blaming you. Let the tree sprout foliage and save your greatness. I am entirely dependent on you. If I don't get any help now, I have to face death in the brawl. You came as Narahari for Bhakta Prahlad. In case of Janabai, the pillar on which she was to be killed turned into water, as Janabai depended on the omnipresent saint. I look to you for help this moment." There is no difference between God and saint. Saint is God and God is saint. I have no special qualities except that of being a disciple of your reverence. Thus, now it is your honor which is at stake. You are the flower, I am the thread. Flowers make a garland, lending value to the twine. You are the musk, I am the earth. I am caught up in this calamity because of your divinity. Please don't put me to this test any further. Come running to me and get green leaves on the tree to flutter." Thus saying, he asked the gathering to chant a song in the name of Sri Gajanan Maharaj of Shegon. So the chorus started singing, "Jai Gajanan, Jai Gajanan." This went on for some time, and lo, there was a miracle. Tender leaves started sprouting from the tree. In a few moments, it was all green. People looked up in wonder. Some thought it could be a dream. They pinched each other to ensure that it was not so. Some others thought that it was a magic show. But the doubts were removed as fresh sap oozed when leaves were plucked by those in the shadow. They were all convinced that leaves came into being due to the grace of Sri Gajanan Maharaj. This made them accept the greatness of the visitor, Pitambar, a humble disciple from Shegon. They all took him to Kandoli with the hope that Sri Gajanan Maharaj will visit the place to see his disciple, as a cow follows a calf. Swami Samarth Ramdas sent his disciple to Domgon for spiritual upliftment of the people there. Likewise, Pitambar was sent by Sri Gajanan Maharaj here. It was a lucky augury for Kandoli. Speaking of the mango tree, it still thrives there, yielding more mangoes than any other near. People respected Pitambar, who established a monastery there. A piece of diamond has a value everywhere. Pitambar breathed his last there. Once in Shegon, the saint appeared restless. The disciples wanted to know the reason for his unrest. The saint said, "Krishna Patel, who has passed away, comes back to my mind. He used to offer me seasoned betel nut. No one is left of his kind. His son Ram is young. He may serve me in future. I don't want to stay here hereafter." People got anxious at this warning that the saint may leave the place soon. They all went and bowed down to him to stop him from leaving Shegon town. Bankatlal, Tarachen, Maruti, and Shipatrao, amongst others, came and touched the feet of Maharaj, saying, "Don't go away from our midst. Please stay in this town wherever you wish." Maharaj said that people of Shegon are divided. He did not want to stay with any one of them. He said that if he were to stay in Shagon, it would be a place which to no one belongs. This was an awkward situation. If he did not want to stay with anyone, the only alternative was to approach the government and get a piece of land for the saint. How can a government ruled by foreign hands have respect for the saints of our land? Banket asked the saint not to put them in difficulty, as no one could give any guarantee of the government allotting property just on demand to a religious fraternity. Bankatlal, with many others, requested the saint to avoid the problems hard to circumvent. Maharaj said, "You are all ignorant. The land belongs to God, the omnipresent. Many kings have come and gone. Pandurang is the God to whom the land belongs. Kings owned it by tradition. There is nothing more than that. Go and ask Hari Patel to assist you in the attempt. I feel he will positively get the grant." People came to Hari Patel for consultation, then approached the government with an application. Mr. Kari, Buldana's district collector, agreed to allot an acre. He said more land would be allotted if the acre is properly developed. The decision of the collector is still on record. This was an effect of the word from Maharaj. Hari and Bankat started the fund collection. The requested amount matched the estimation. Those who helped to begin the collection will be narrated in the next chapter. God always helps saints. Vitu Patel of Dangargon, Lakshman of Vadegon, Jagu Abba of Shegon were the leaders in forefront to start the construction. May the reading of this treatise bring happiness to the devotees. Jai Gajanan. End of chapter 12.